Greetings, my name is Jason Butler. I'm a member of the tribe of the Uinta and Ouray Agency in Fort Duchesne, Utah. I'm also part Mojave and Cherokee on my father's side. I currently reside in Pocatello, Idaho, where I work for the Shoshone-Bannock tribes in Fort Hall, Idaho, as the Recovery Service Coordinator for the Four Directions Treatment Center. I've been asked today to come on to talk a little bit about the importance of the presence of natives in behavioral health, as well as the Leadership Academy. So I'll begin by talking a little bit about the importance of natives in behavioral health, and this is a topic that I feel is extremely important when we talk about, trying to create wellness and trying to create change around Indian country. And I think the most important key factor in all of this is really our ability to communicate and to understand and to connect with those people that we intend to serve. And who better to do that than, people that are from that community, people that have grown up in the community, people that are members of the community, people that know what it's like to go through some of the struggles that exist in our specific native communities. Another important topic in that is our ability to relate from a cultural standpoint as well. So if we're taking individuals that are from that community, they're also familiar with the language, they're familiar with the specific customs that go with those communities and tribes, as well as the different ceremonies that are specific to those tribes. So, that really goes a long way in helping people to feel comfortable when seeking services, and also helping people to feel comfortable once they decide to seek services and enter into treatment. So those are two important key aspects of why it's important to have natives in behavioral health. There's several others, but I think those are two of the keys. Again, due to time constraints, I'm going to narrow this down to just a few things. I think another thing that stems from those two key aspects is the ability to decipher which methods to use once you enter into the field of behavioral health. So, a lot of us go out, we get our educations, we get degrees, we get certifications, and we learn all of these different methods that are proven to help people. They're known as evidence-based practices. However, unfortunately, a lot of times the native population is not very well represented in those samples when they conduct that research. So I think to some degree it's very unknown how much or how effective some of those treatments will be on specific native tribes. So it's really important to have people that are familiar with the community and with the people there, to be able to kind of pick and choose which aspects of those methods they're going to use. So I think that's important. I think also when implementing some of those things, it becomes very difficult. I think whenever you try to make change within any type of system. So, when we talk about implementing culture into behavioral health practices, as well as, figuring out which methods to use, the key to all of that really is finding balance between those two things. So we have to find a way to balance those things. I think when we look at ideology, Native American culture opposed to Western society, those are two completely different things, and it's important to find a balance to those things, and sometimes we have to find a way to kind of fuse those things and able to make them work and be most effective. In order to do that, it takes change, and I think with that comes a lot of challenges, whether it's from the community or from the framework of our own working environments. But in order to do that, it definitely takes strong leadership skills. So that brings me to the next topic, which is the Leadership Academy. And I'm going to share a little bit of my own personal experience that I've had. I've had the pleasure of being a part of the Leadership Academy for the last year and a half or so. And it's really allowed me to enhance my professional development on so many different levels. It's done that in a host of different ways. We've been able to travel and go to some pretty intense trainings. Aside from that, as we come back home, we've been allowed to have monthly trainings that have really enhanced some of the skills necessary to be leaders within the behavioral health field. Uh, it's enabled us to kind of fine tune some of those leadership skills that we learned in some of the in-person sessions, but also to learn a lot of other skills that we've been able to kind of implement into our programs. It allowed us to have personal mentors. For me, that experience has been very valuable. I've encountered situations over the last year and a half where, I kind of felt stuck, or situations where I wasn't quite sure what to do, questioning my own abilities, and I think the being able to have a mentor who's a phone call away or an email away, and a person that really had expertise in that area and was able to really just walk me through step by step what to do and get me out of some of the situations that I was in, or certain times when I was trying to develop new things. He was able to kind of walk me through some of those things. It's been extremely valuable. And aside from my mentor, who I'm very grateful to, there's a host of other experts that are at our disposal in the Leadership Academy. So, every other mentor that has taken part in the Leadership Academy, we have access to, as well as all the other mentees who are kind of experts in their own right, as well as all of the different consultants that they brought in to help with the Leadership Academy, and all of the people that put it together. So, you put all of that together, and what we have is this massive network of people within the behavioral health field that are just there to help each other. And like I said, it's just been so valuable. I can't really put a price tag on it. I can't put into words how awesome it has been. I haven't really encountered a situation in the last year and a half where I wasn't able to reach out to somebody for support or guidance or advice. So from that standpoint, it's just been phenomenal. One of the other things that the Leadership Academy allowed us to do was really to focus on specific areas of need, specific areas that we thought were important to our specific communities. So, through our projects, we were able to kind of put some things together that we felt were important, and things to implement within our behavioral health programs and departments. Aside from that, I would just really encourage anybody that has an opportunity to participate in the Leadership Academy to please do so. You will not regret it, and like I said, I just cannot put into words how beneficial it's been to me. I think another thing that the Leadership Academy can do is really be the difference between making it in the behavioral health field and walking away. I think we all know people, individuals that have gone off to school and gotten educations and gotten their degrees and certificates with the best intentions of coming back and bringing that knowledge home to help their people, and found that there are a lot of obstacles and challenges to overcome in order to implement some of those things and make the changes that they want to make, and ultimately decide that it's not worth the headache and walk away. I myself have encountered several situations in the last year and a half that have really tested my resolve, and had me questioning whether or not I was doing the right thing. But again, I think because of the strong support network that I've created through the Leadership Academy, I was able to press on and really look at a lot of those challenges and barriers as learning experiences, and ultimately come out on the other side as a better person, a better employee, a better supervisor, a better coworker, and a better leader. So, I think the only message I can really give is, if you have the opportunity, take it. If you can be a part of the Leadership Academy, do it. And with that, I've taken quite a bit of time, so I'll end there. And during this difficult time that we all face, I just wish you guys all love and health and healing. I ask ask you to continue to work hard and press on and keep helping. Our communities out there, our people out there sure need it, and you're an integral part of making that change that we all want, in an effort to bring wellness to Indian country. So I thank you for listening to me, and in closing, the Leadership Academy rocks, man. So that's my message for today, and thank you for listening to me.